welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ndyamie Grace. Thank you for showing me love on my previous episodes, and in today's episode I have the teacher, the award-winning, most stylish
artist in Africa. Talk to them.
Welcome to Ankara by Ndyamie.
We are humbled to be here. Always, it's a blessing.
Yes, we all know that this is all about African fashion. On Ankara by Ndyamie, we talk about African fashion, and we would want to know from our star what he thinks and what are his views about, different views about African fashion. So to start with, what do you know about African fashion?
African fashion to me is who we are. We are African, first of all, and Africans have a sense of style, a sense of fashion, how we move, you know, how we design our clothes, how we design the houses. This is all an African kind of way. Those certain things are infringed on with westernization of things, but when you think about it, Africans have their indigenous way of doing things, art within the fashion, because when I look at you, I can see art around what you're putting on. I can see an African sense. This is not a white person kind of perspective of art. So for me, art is the way of life, and fashion is a way of life of Africans, you know. So African fashion is an African expression of art within fashion itself, you know, within how we move. So that's how I see it.
That we cut our hair.
Yes.
Talking about your video, Turn Up the Vibe.
Yes.
I loved your hair.
The hairstyle, the fashion still as well. You know, we had a big afro. So Afri, you can see it's going to the African side of things. So that's what I see as African fashion.
Okay, so according to you as an artist, what do you consider while choosing an African designer to work with, say, on a project?
Personally, I've not worked with so many African designers, but I have a couple of people I've worked with, mainly like 5. But what I consider is, I consider fashion sense. Like how do you come off? Like, are you original in what you're doing? And what you're doing, how does what you do make me feel? Like when I put it on, how do I feel expensive? Do I feel rich? Like real rich? Okay. Like, like for me, that counts a lot, you know, when you're putting on something, there's a way you want to feel. Like right now, you know, I'm putting on Ndyamie.
Let's talk about this shirt from Ndyamie Grace Fashion House.
Ndyamie Grace, like for your fashion and how you do stuff, like I feel like you have that, it's minimalistic. With this, like I just don't feel there's too much done around it, but this, just this, it's very simple. Yes. It's very simple, but it changes the way I look at this shirt.
How would you define your personal style?
My personal style? I would say my personal style is simple. I try not to do too much. Whether it's jeans, they're not having too much going on. Most of what I put on does not have too much going on. Though, if I'm putting on like prints, it has to have too much going on. So some of those really have a lot going on, but I still love them because it's African.
How does color affect your style?
Color affects my style because certain colors I don't like, certain colors I like. So I choose the colors I like and I leave the colors I don't like. They may also be good for other people, but for me personally, as me, I may want something totally different. So for me, color really plays a big role because I love color. So since I love color, I look for the things that really excite me.
What are your favorite colors?
Black, white, coffee brown, the ash gray, you know, those colors. Those are the colors I would just think about and I'm like, I love that, you know. Coffee brown, very big influence of mine. The other colors I like seeing in other things, but not on my outfits as well. But when I'm looking at outfits and the colors I really, really love, gray comes in maybe number 2. I love black a lot. I love white a lot. I love coffee brown a lot. Those colors really, they make me happy. They make me happy.
Oh, wow. What do you think is missing in the fashion industry, basically African fashion?
The missing piece in the African industry?
Yeah.
I think tracking back. We need to track back into our past to see what we did and just revamp it in one way or another.
Yeah.
If we can go back there and actually be proud, because nowadays people look at African stuff as witchcraft. And it's a very bad thing because we're forgetting our roots and feeling like, oh, you know what, because of the modernization and the westernization of things, the Western taught us not to love what we have. And funny enough, majority of what they have in their museums is African art.
Yes.
It's African inspired stuff. So we are very blind to who we are. I think if we get more light, shed more light on Africanism, we'll have so much to go around with when we actually love what we are.
Yeah, because even I see most designers trying to bring in the Western culture instead of going back to our vintage stuff.
Yes.
Like people are making it more of the Western
the Western kind of side of things than the African direction.
Yeah.
But the African direction is everything, because that is us. If we neglect us, then how will we grow? How do you grow from not being yourself? How do you grow from not loving who you are? How do you grow from not appreciating your past? I think Africans should appreciate their past, should appreciate their African wear and all that, and that will get us in a very right place. That's what I think.
Yeah, you've all heard you need to embrace who you are, self-esteem and accepting who you are in that very way. Because this issue of even girls bleaching, you find someone telling you, oh, you're black, but you're not all that black. So please don't tell me I'm not all that black. I want to hear I am dark. What do you think is the future of African fashion?
I think the future is brighter than the sunlight. First of all, the future is bright. I don't see limitations. I think we are better than where we are. We can be better than this, and as long as we can look like what we were before, and improve on what we were before, and appreciate what we are now, and appreciate what we were before, because what we were before is what shaped what we are now. But some things came creeping in that changed us and diverted us off our course, but we can get back to our African course of appreciating African.
I can see a lot of African designers coming up. Yeah,
there are so many people doing stuff. Me, I work with a lot of them. Most of my clothes that I put on are very original. They're by guys here. And it's not a mistake.
That's interesting.
Yes, you know, it's not a mistake. I have to support our own. If we don't look at them and actually push the craft and push the art around it, we'll always want to be putting on Adidas, always want to be putting on Nike only. And I'm not saying we shouldn't put on Nike, but I'm saying we should also love and appreciate our own stuff.
Yeah, because even talking about your video, Oluso, I loved that African art.
Kanzu.
Yes, the kanzu, the tenji part, the mindi. It was so African, and I loved that.
Yes, it's a beautiful thing, because even me, when I was doing that video, I just felt like we needed something that is roots. Not just to look like as if I'm some guy who is like westernized and all that. We wanted something old school. And even when you looked at the suit I put on in the same video, it was old school.
Yeah.
It was not the usual suit that you would put, which is typically black or typically that. It was like some vintage thing. So vintage is amazing.
Yeah, I think we as Africans still have a lot more to do about supporting what is ours. Yeah. For example, I see lots of people where one is listening to African music, let's say Ugandan music, and they consider them being local.
Yes,
I don't know where that comes from.
Comes from inferiority complex, and it shows you how people are funny, because even those who say that person is local, you are local. That's the funny thing, because you are here. You are a local person, locally based here, trying to small other people who are actually doing local, and you're like, oh, you're local. No, you're also local. You're also local. You just don't know. You think you are Chris Brown, but no.
Okay, talking about fashion, where do you normally get your inspirations for fashion inspirations when working on your projects?
Personally, I look at the song. If let's say it's a project, a song, or going anywhere. If I'm going anywhere, I'm looking at what I'm putting on, you know, how am I going to look like? How do I present myself? I want to present myself the best way. So if it means to put on this or put on that or put on a bomber jacket or put on like an African shirt, you know, and all this stuff, it depends. I decide smoothly looking at the event or the reason as to why I should put on something.
Yeah.
So for me, that is it. So I do not really try to trick myself into putting on things I don't want to put on. I put on what I feel I should put on, looking at where I'm going.
Yeah. I think that will even contribute to your confidence.
Exactly, it does a lot. You know, fashion contributes a lot to, for example, when I put on this, I just feel like I'm a rich guy, I'm a businessman, you know, like, you know, let's say you have books in the house, you feel like you're a little more clever, just having them around.
This is from Ndyamie Grace Fashion House again. What do you know about Ndyamie Grace Fashion House?
I've worked with them since way back, even before they started doing fashion.
Yes,
that's
right.
a funny thing, but it's the truth, you know? It's the truth, you know, we've been friends. So for me, seeing what you're doing and venturing in this, like, it's a blessing to see this. I'm actually not doing interviews, if you've noticed. Like, I don't go to TVs and everything, but seeing that my friends are actually trying to do something, for me, it's a blessing. I just want to be part of it and see what they're doing. And if other people should know, they must know.
Thank you.
This is from this place and you can get that, and you know, it's business for you and it's good looking for me. And the other people who will like how I look, it will be good looking for them.
Thank you. Okay,
Yes.
Talking about designs, if you're tasked to mention one design that someone would make for you right now, what would it be?
I think African suits that are just done like in an African way. Like a suit, like, let's track back and see how the suits were made, maybe in Ghana, maybe anywhere, even if it's in Uganda, like how were the outfits made, and can we go back and just do stuff like that with the African prints on them, or like an African design tailored within the whole thing, maybe designed within, you know? So how would we go there and have more of that stuff here and see more people dress up like that? We need to look at Uganda and we're like, almost everyone is putting on African stuff. That would be so dope. For me, that's what I see. Like, if let's say people are coming from America and they come to Uganda and they just see people having fashion that is weird, you know?
Yeah.
Different. That's the vision I have. So for me, my vision is simply that. That is what I can give you, deriving from your point. I don't want it to just be about me. I want it to be about the people, not just about me. How I wish most of us embraced more of the African side of things, you know.
Okay, do you ever have issues with African designers or turn-offs from African designers?
Some of them are slow, to be honest. Like, people don't take their work serious, and I think that is a mentality in so many people working. It's not just designers, but the workmanship we have, we're somehow slow. So for me, when I hear, like, let's say you guys were coming here and you made this design as you're coming, you're like, let's make this thing, and you made it at night. We were talking at night and you guys were working. So it just shows the dedication, you know, and that shows that someone cares about what they are doing and they care about their clients. Now, for me, that is key. If we care for our clients, we're in a better space. I'm a musician. I care for the people who listen to my music. I want to give them the best. I'm never seated there to say, let me do something substandard and give it to them, you know, because I'm rushing around to do something. No. Even if I'm rushing to make the best.
Yeah.
And I believe if most people were urgent enough to know that there is no time, maybe tomorrow may never come, but let me make today important and make something good for my clients, it's the best thing.
Quality.
It's the best thing. Make quality, but make sure that you're working on time as well. We are very slow. And until we cut out that slow thing and say, man, I didn't have enough time, we have so many excuses. And until we cut out the excuses, we cannot grow. As African designers or creatives doing anything we are creating, if we are always having excuses rather than actually solutions to those excuses and actually make sure that we do stuff, we can't get anywhere.
Because excuses don't either have
they don't bring
results.
Anything. Yeah. There's no result from an excuse. You give me one result you got from an excuse. Apart from the excuse itself. That the result you got is people saying, man, I can no longer work with so and so. That is the result you'll get, because it will be on the other side. Someone will be like, man, I like what those people do, but they are slow.
Slow, yeah.
I won't give them the, let me find someone, maybe substandard or whatever, who can do it fast. Or let me go get something from the Western world. So people run away from Africans because Africans tend to not take their work serious.
That's
you know, but if we took our work serious, so many people would appreciate us, knowing that we know that we care about our job and we know exactly what we are doing and we care for the clients.
I think that problem is common in talented people. I don't know why. Like most talented people that have those issues, they're slow, they break programs, like they disappoint.
Yes.
I don't know what happens. Or is it a mental?
No, it's not
Do
just
they
a mental.
overwork or something?
The geniuses and talented people have issues, but they have to manage those issues.
Yeah, you're right.
Because let me tell you, if the people who make iPhones, they don't tell stories. They give you dates, they bring results, they try to change things, they try to do this. The people of Samsung, the people of all these people, these are serious companies with talented people, extremely talented people, but they're efficient. For us, we think that, oh, you know what, when you're talented, you can come late for a meeting. They need you. So it's just a mentality, a stupid mentality that most talented people have, that, oh, I'm needed. My friend, there are more people who will come who are better and they keep time and they respect people, they respect their work, and they will be better than you. It is only a matter of time. And even if they are not at the same level of your talent, they may surpass you because of the hard work they are going to put in. They may surpass you because of the love they have for their work and the love they have for the people they are doing it for. And the joy they see within the people they do things for. But until you start seeing your clients as your bosses,
that's key.
It's key. Until you see your work as your boss, other than you looking at your work as something you're helping
discipline
to do.
Discipline,
yes. But people lack discipline. That is the problem. So, but until we carve that thing out, we'll be in a better place. I see it in so many people. You give them something to do and they tell you a day, then they tell you a story the next day and all that. And you're like, I wish I went and bought it in a supermarket. You wanted to support someone, but they're letting you down. So Africans have to wake up in that line.
So lastly, what advice would you give to African fashion designers?
Be more creative. And creativity, you should not go and dig it in the ground and dig, keep digging. It's not like that. Creativity is all around. We need to look at things that we love and try to create art around them. For example, if I remember back then at home, if we had, let's say, a dining table or like a center table that looked unique, you could go back and see that and recreate something like that. Because right now, most people are not doing those. If you did that, you'd be different. Because you're bringing back memories of so many people.
You're right.
And I think if people just track back in the old days, there's so much to find. There's so much to find. That's where inspirations came from, and that's where the profound inspiration comes from when we were born. And I think as kids, we experience a lot to be who we are. I am still the kid I was. I loved music as a kid. I am a musician right now. So it's nothing special. All of you here that do what you do it because you used to do it as a kid, even if it was not that professional.
Yeah.
And most of the times we don't see that in ourselves. But we wonder why we are the guys we are. If most of the designers went back to their parents and asked them, who was I as a kid, they will discover that they were destined to be who they are right now. They were destined to meet the people they've met. They were fortunate enough that they had the parents they had, and they're in the place they are in right now. So the thing is that don't despise where you came from. It's not very good to always look back, but it's very important to look back. You know, look back and see, and derive inspiration from the old and bring it in the new. And when you bring it in the new, that is going to be special. Every day when I'm here, I feel something I don't usually feel. It's weird, but it's new. I'll give you an example. So after a while of having done a bedroom, fixed it.
Yeah, I saw your bedroom on Facebook.
Yes.
It looks so amazing.
It's artistic.
Very.
So it shows you, and it's African.
It's African.
Yes, it's
artistic.
not modern. It's not modern in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And the thing is like this. I put plants in the room, but there's something I feel that is different that I've never always put time to.
Wow.
The leaves fall off and you hear them. Like most of the times, like you're in the room and you're sleeping and you wake up and just feel like the leaves are falling off. And when you look closely, there are other leaves that are growing.
Divine.
There are other leaves that are growing. So the blessing that we have of seeing things, cut out certain things, other things are going to grow. Don't stick to ideas you've always had. Look for other ideas. And share ideas as African designers with other people. You can talk and always find things, find inspiration from other people who are making stuff. That is how you grow. Don't be stingy with your ideas thinking that those are the best ideas. One day they will fall off like the leaves. One day they will fall off, and if they are not watered, if the plant is not watered well, no other leaves will grow anymore.
That thing is... That thing is so important, by the way. People are taking it for granted, and I think that's one thing that has lagged us behind.
We don't collaborate.
Yes. We are so selfish, we're so stingy. I don't know, if someone has their idea, they want to share it. They even don't want the next person to hear about it. I think it has really lagged us, our development.
That's put us behind.
It has hindered us. Some companies, like, they don't want to collaborate.
Yes. And even when some want to work with you, you bring an idea, they just steal it. And this is the problem, is that some people, you see them not wanting to collaborate, but it's because of how certain people have treated them. It's not because they don't want to do it, but someone will take an idea to a company. Oh, we could do this. Then the company does not respond. They're like, hey, I brought you an idea, I wanted us to work on it. You know what, we looked into it, but we are thinking of doing that thing on our own. But I brought the idea and you didn't have it. Why are you doing me like that? So people are thieves. So to a certain extent, you'll find so many people fail to work with other people because of the mode of work. Certain people are crooks. So for me, I think you have to find the right people as well. Some are going to disappoint you, but there are people out there who want to work with you, who actually are serious, who have the same devotion, who have the same care, who respect art, and who respect other artists. So if you find those people, work with them and develop, because that's the only way we can survive, by working together. Everything works together. The branches work together with the stem. The stem works together with the roots. You know, the roots work together with the ground. You know, the ground works together with the water. If there is no water, the ground cannot help the roots, you know, and all that. You know, you won't have leaves. All these things will not happen. So we need to be rooted. But let's find the right people that we are working with, so that we grow and actually be something.
Yeah, though it may not be easy.
It's not going to be easy.
Yeah, I know. I know it's never easy, but you have to keep the fire burning.
Yes, true that.
Well, you've heard it all from him, and I hope you've picked a leaf from it. Thank you for watching this episode. Till next time.